Brown. I'm student coordinator for Haraka. Tonight I will be sharing the MCing duties with Mr. Shaquan Eli and definitive seeds of life. Right, real far out kind of cosmic. No, very earthly. It's about us bringing some of us to you. And as you can see, we're very earthly beings. So tonight, we welcome you. We hope you enjoy. We also hope that you receive something from us, not just some rare, random words. And the first section is a florist. And it's a botany term. So just take some time, hit up a dictionary, and find out what it means. And to start the show off, we got Miss Stephanie Spalding coming to the mic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As she said before, my name is Stephanie Spalding, and the title of this piece is Sister. I wrote this while I was at Clark University. However, I see that it's not just regional, that it is universal, and it can be applied to many instances everywhere across the country. Basically, I just implore you to open your mind and receive the information that I'm about to give to you with a positive insight. Again, sister. Oh, now I'm your sister, 'cause I let you humiliate me? Walking around not being able to comb my hair because I might be prettier than thee. Oh, now I'm your sister because I wear a string of pearls, but what about when I was just another black girl on the campus of CAU, being myself, not imitating you? Oh, now I'm your sister because I let you break my jaw in the name of royal blue law and order? Okay. Oh, now I'm your sister because I dissed her and adopted your golden flaw as human law. Girlfriend, please, open your eyes and realize I'm not your sister because I wear pink and green, but because I wear chocolate, caramel, vanilla, and blue black upon my back. And not because I wear an elephant pen, but because I come from the burning sands where the elephant began its journey. Tell it. Royal blue is just a color, and the purest of white can be made dingy from the cloudiness of your mind. Sweetheart, no. Gold is something fools behold, causing them to sell their souls. You need to realize it is you and I who are royalty. Love me for who I am, and I'll embrace you for what you are. Not because I answer a call. Stand beside me or even guide me, then you'll see a true sister I'll be through eternity. Change your thinking today so I will believe you when you say, I am your sister. Thank you.
My poem is entitled Cruel Intentions, and the subtitle is Stick to My Script. And I don't want to really go into a large background about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think that sometimes a lot of people have these predetermined notions about things. Like for instance, like I know a lot of females probably view men as being all dogs or you know, just sexual, you know what I'm saying? We meet you and all we want is sex. It's not always true, you know, sometimes it's even the opposite.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm gonna speak on that.
Come on now.
Cruel intentions, stick to my script. What it is my phenomenon must be misleading that it motivates you like this. This unexpected twist in the script exhibits the obviousness of your sycophancy and is revealed more and more through each word that you speak, and even yet again by those that you don't, and then I'm left to translate your body's diction. Your counterfeit walk, your make-believe talk, your body's gesture, I have nicknamed Jester. I see that you are fooled by society's rules. Your intentions are cruel, harsh, and offensive. How rude. I have no time to teach adulthood to peers still trapped in adolescence. First, learn the essence of a woman before you step to me. See, my time is like money, and it doesn't grow on trees and can be hard to come by even when you work hard. Gotta have the right job, and right now you're in the wrong profession. Your head sucks.
Whoa.
Well, that reference is to your mind.
That's right.
The more that you're around, the more that I'm convinced that you're not interested in mine, but my body is another subject. I'm omniscient when it comes to this, because I used to stick to that script. I've been there, done that, tricked off and wild out, but not now. Now I can see for what it's worth. Blessed again, for now I seek woman. And I search without shame. But rather than know my full name and my outlook on life is, Shaquan, what you doing tonight? And my mom's told me what was open after 12, and ain't no 7-Elevens around here, so then it must be legs. And that's potentially cool, but your intentions are cruel, harsh and offensive, and of only the flesh. My XY chromosomes alone don't really suggest that I wish to mesh like that all the time and so fast. That's how I know we could never last. Your regrettable, aggressive behavior only predicts of us a short-lived communion, a cypress union. This is all probably got you in a state of confusion, but it wouldn't be like that if I was your superficial, stereotypical cat, but I'm not, and I'm more than that, more mature than that. So don't read what they wrote. You need to stick to my script. Because I don't bow to societal norms that humanity forms. I learned your mind first, and then your body, to capture your soul. Cool intentions.
I think he left the mic a little hot. I'm always cloudy. It makes me fun. We do have one request. When you enter or exit, make sure no one's reading, and also try not to walk in front of the camera. So, right. And this piece is entitled, Why Do I? Self-explanatory.
Come on.
Why do I constantly try to improve? Hold on. Let me step back.
Yeah. All right.
Why do I constantly try to prove my intelligence quotient when you already have the notion I'm a Jezebel, scarlet, oversexed? Too preoccupied with my thighs, no time to notice my drive and ambition. I'm just a possible mission of pure lust fucking fornication. So why do I continue to fashion myself an intellectual when you only view the sexual and not the being that evokes spirit? See, I'm birthing worlds of metaphoric justice. Quit watching my ass and lusting. I'm to be appreciated, not smothered or coveted. Damn, brother. I mean, why do I eternally have visions of being righteous when you have not so subtly made it clear you are envious of my patterns? And to clue you in, brother, the article is absent because this earth needs to breathe in order to bring forth a nourished seed. So you need to stop your corporeal fantasies because I am supreme, your queen. Now that means it should be you, not me, upon their knees. See, the question remains, why do I? Because, brother, it was never about you.
up, everybody? My name is Iran Daniels. I'm a senior from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Neptown?
Right. This piece is entitled Class and Control. This is redefining the image of young black women. Soft metaphors spoken to young girls made mental whores, trying to rearrange their minds. See, baby, you might be a dime, but that's all the sense you have. I'm fed up with your stank ways, reminiscent of women of ancient days, high cultural and civilization. Now, new millennium dime pieces acting on mental degradation, short skirts, no clothes, titties banging. Descendants of Queen Sheba and Nefertiti, crowns of fine gold was placed on their heads. Now Chinese shops advertise cheap weaves instead. See, baby, you stick and glue, you cut and paste. Sorry to tell you, woman, your style's a disgrace. Black girl, I just want to put a smile on your face, because I feel it is my place. You're a woman of vision, wisdom divine, lift as we climb. Gain respect. Don't be blind to the game, cause half these weak ass niggas act the same. And you know what their minds contain. Thoughts of rims and ice, bitches and dice, trees and Lexuses fast speed, greed and lust, seeking the climax, a mellow bus. Sipping that syrup while you back your ass and throwing them bowls. Women have some class and control. See, you hold on to ghetto thoughts, visions of slums, liquor stores and cops, beating the niggas they just caught. The struggle continues, the eyes is on the prize is the mission we saw. Sisters with froze, dashikis and shells, cultural revolutions ignited by the riots of American hell. But now you bail when it's time to fight. No level of political or spiritual insight. Queen Betty Shabazz continue to fight with her final breath. Yet these young girls dream what mean the world to them. They hair, they nails, a nigga with a car. This sickness has plagued our innocent minds and has left us scarred. Black women behind bars. Unlock the chains of mental slavery. Lincoln's false emancipation got the nation waiting for them 40 acres and a mule. Black women rearrange these rules. Class and control. Thank you.
My name is Stacia Murphy, for those who don't know. And the title of my piece Okay, Stacia again. And the title of my piece is Who's the Fool? They say the devil is gonna get what is coming to him in the ends. But I look around now and I'm wondering who's really the fool. The devil must be laughing, taking a toll on our people. We weren't natural born killers. We were spiritual people, godly people, satisfied with what we got type people.
Right.
Now we claiming we want more, fighting because we believe we're poor. Niggas. What's it mean to be rich? If it's taking what others work hard for, I think I'd rather be poor. Having nothing at all, at least you know who your true friends are, so wake up. Because we've come so far. No longer we're in the shackles of our oppressors. So why keep the shackles our ancestors took so long in breaking? We're bearing the chains created by ourselves. See, they struggle to live in harmony with the white folk, but we can't even live together with ourselves. Money is not everything. It's really nothing. Can't take it with you, but you ready to die for it. Is it ready to die for you?
Good question.
What you gonna do facing the gates to heaven? You gonna buy your way? I say, woe to those who don't know. And I guess I'm writing this in hopes you may feel me. Shoot, I don't even know if I'm ready to go. All I know is do or die. You can live and lie if you want to, but it's heaven or hell. What are you prepared to do? Thank you.
Everybody all right? Yeah. I want to welcome the students from MTA who are here for the, I don't know if you guys are here for the weekend. Right? If you're enjoying the program, this next section is called pistol, and again referring to botany. A pistol is like, this is referring to the sexual anatomy of a flower, and so this next section is kind of definition of male-female relations. So I hope you can understand what's happening. Our next poet is Victoria Johnson. Keep your minds open. She's tight. She's deep. So keep your minds open.
How's everybody doing? I'm Victoria, also known as Lyric. The title of this piece is Connatural, and that means connected by nature. And the piece I'm about to read, it connects the nature, men and women. It's all one. So, okay, here we go. Connatural. A taste of clay could mold the inner parts of me into the moon of your reflection and transform me into a creature of spiritual essence, lovely. To be consumed by you would be like dancing in the sea and never getting wet, like bathing in the sun and preserving my color. The fruits of a stranger serve as nourishment to the souls of the familiar, reaping the sown crop at harvest. Nourishment maintains the love and waters the seed of interest to establish, to create. Believe me when I say you are so much more than you know. I believe. Connection.
Come on now.
I know there's some seats in the front up here.
All right. Come on, bring it back. Bring it.
My name is Daniel Harris, and this piece is entitled, I'm Digging You Up. I'm digging you up. I'm digging you down. I'm digging you in. I'm digging you out. Oh, girl, I'm digging you. Sweet, chocolate, natural brown sugar. These lips have tasted and sensed, have yearned for more. More than a smell, more than a bite. Cure this appetite for love, for me, for you. Oh, girl, I'm digging you. I dig, I dig, I dig. I dig that when you walk, your feet never kiss the ground. Beautiful smile, beautiful body, beautiful you, all the way around. Touch me with your eyes. Think thoughts that your thoughts shouldn't think. How an ancient mind absorbs memories, absorb this feeling that sprints through your veins, ricocheting up and down, in and out. Same as the way I dig you. Pay no never mind to the mind, for the heart controls. I dig you, girl, from the top of the heavens to the bottom of your soul. I'm digging you up. I'm digging you down. I'm digging you in. I'm digging you out. Oh, girl, I'm digging you. In you, I see magic that can heal the tragic pain of a young lover's heart. Yours and mine, intertwined in time. Ecstasy, destiny, to awake from this nightmare with you lying next to me. This would be life. This would be love. This would be you. This would be me.
Really?
It could be. could be. You are not beautiful, and you possess a loveliness surpassing beauty. The definition of devotion must be true. Respect how deep this love is. I'm digging you. I'm digging you.
And I gotta follow that, but that's okay. How y'all doing? My name is Storm Z. The title of this piece is The Seriousness of the Situation, and it's quite self-explanatory, so just listen to what I got to say. Oh, yeah.
Don't walk up.
In front of the camera. Can you hear?
Hello, what's the people? Oh, real likely. Security? Bro, really got upset.
The seriousness of the situation. You approach me like it's no thing, like it's just simply a part of your everyday mundane routine. Baby, I am strong, complicated, and beautiful, a new millennium dime piece. Yet you approach me like it's my duty to kick it with you. The only duty I have is to inform you that this is not your world, and baby, it is not all about you. Now, I'm not saying that it's all about me, but could you please consider a sister's needs? And please don't think that I'm talking about sexually. You need to understand that there's so much more to a young, mixed woman like me. It's quite a shame that so many brothers and sisters don't understand the seriousness of the situation. My laying down with you is a little more complicated than it seems. So many things can come of our situation, many of which have the capability of bringing so many tears. I have to choose who I confide in very carefully. My decision has the power to change everything. You're not understanding the seriousness of the situation. With a single conversation, our lives could be on a level that neither of us fully understands. But if you would only take the time to get to know Storm C, well, maybe that's a high level that we can both achieve. But instead, you want sex in the shower. Not knowing what will come to be, those few moments of overrated ecstasy could bind us for an eternity with a child, memory, love, or hell, even a dream. But later on in life, when I'm laying with my husband and you with your wife, the thought of us will always be there. And the question will forever stand. Did you ever care? Thank you.
All right. I mean, you know, we're really not angry. I promise we love life and people. Sometimes. And this next section is entitled Bleeding Briars. And for those who know, briars are like very thorny bushes. And from far away, they look okay because they have this nice little color to them, but you roll up on them, you about to get cut up.
Come on.
Just to let you know that everything that's nice isn't always as nice as you really think it is.
Amen.
So, let's give these poets a round of applause. And let them know. And we have Miss Jaisha Perkins rolling to the stage.
I'm Jaisha, and the poem I'm doing tonight is Stop Now. And sometimes in life we get caught up with, what's going on, just get caught up in life, and we don't take time just to stop and just think about why we're doing all this, So, here I go, Stop Now. Every moment of every day I run, I keep busy, I don't stop. Why stop, can't stop, if stop, must think. Think about life and what I don't like about mine. Why do I get up every day, take a shower, go to class, do some work, practice, do some homework, just to come home, go to sleep, and get up and do it that same thing the next day? Grades, guys, life, family. I'm so wrapped up in all this. So many decisions to make and time just keeps ticking away. People ask you, who are you? What will you be? What will you do? You must know now. To not know now would be a disgrace. Are you misplaced? So many questions to be asked, but if I keep busy, don't stop, can't stop, if stop, won't think about why things aren't going right. What's missing? You're missing from me. The only way I begin to see this is when I just stop. And now I think about what I must do. I must give my life over to you. So stop. Thank you.
How does it feel? Right. This poem is entitled What You Think You See. This was the very first poem I ever did as a part of Haraka here at Purdue University. And just for all those that are still trying to quote it, you know, I'm going to refresh your memory. What you think you see. I got red hands around here. How can you say you've had it harder than me? I know exactly what you see. Well, actually, it's what you think you see. You look, but don't think. You act like your mind isn't capable of knowing me. As I fight to keep my own identity, you think my aim is funny. Hell no, I'm not the one true thing. I'm a compilation of many. Why can't my brothers and sisters love me without my having to explain my identity? See, all you have to do is open your mind and see me. Not the me you want me to be, or the me you think you see, but the true and beautiful, real me.
All right, to everyone who doesn't know me already, my name is Yashika Felder, and I'm an MBA student here, graduated in May. The title of the piece that I'm about to do is called Deceptive Perceptions. And I wrote this piece just thinking about a lot of times when people get involved in relationships, they really don't take the time to see the writings on the wall about the other person. A lot of times they're in market line, but they just choose not to notice the things about that other person that they probably really couldn't deal with. Maybe they don't even need to be with that person. So that being said, deceptive perceptions. A dark cloud hovered over his head as he walked my way. The sky immediately turned from a beautiful blue to dim and dark gray. Rain started to fall and thunder began to roar. Even with all those signs, I still chose to ignore his deceptive perceptions. Just looking from the outside, I was quite impressed. He was neat, handsome, and well-dressed. But what about his mind? Could he stimulate me with conversation, mentally massage the brain, or even listen on occasion? Give him the number, said my heart. Please don't do it, yelled a smart inner voice. Yet the hall won over and the 7 digits came to follow. Trying not to sound anxious, I comment, you can try me at work or home tomorrow. Words are soon exchanged and lives are shared. Past experiences, ambitions, and fears all to someone I thought cared. Again, deceptive perceptions. The irony about the truth is that it eventually comes to light. No matter how hard you lie, camouflage, and fight to keep from being discovered, recovery is inevitable. And inevitably, consequences bear the fruit of results. For just as what goes up must come down, so did my world, when his deceptive perceptions catapulted me into an eye-opening reality. He lied. He lied about who he was, what he was, where he was, who he was with, even who he wasn't with, how much he cared about me, and why he would never do anything to hurt me. The question never answered was, when? When was he going to tell me? Or was he? No, he would rather just string me along like a puppet. And when the string broke, just replace me for one funnier, cuter, or easier to dangle and keep under control. Yet, a revelation comes in the morning. And with this new revelation comes deliverance. Deliverance from his deceptive perceptions and all that he pretends to be. It's now time to move on, stay strong, and make him history. So goodbye and best wishes. Having a short intermission of 10 minutes, so go ahead and help yourself to some punch and cookies outside.
This next section of the program is entitled Consummate Fruits. That's not consummate. This is deflowered. Right. Just as a gesture of respect, can everyone in the house please turn off your cell phones or your pagers? This next one is deflowered, not consummate fruits. And it's so titled because deflowered kind of exemplifies a loss of innocence, and it's kind of being aware or being made aware of what's going on around you. Sometimes you're exposed to things, and you find out. You see a different side, or you're exposed to something that you weren't familiar with before. And our next poet, actually, I'm about to get a piece of paper so that all of the young ladies out here who heard this last piece can write it. This is Darius, or no, this is Jeremy, but I call him Darius Love Hall and Love Jones.
My name is Daniel Harris. And this poem is entitled The Hall of Innocence. It's about growing up. Because there's a point in everybody's life where things start to change, you start to find out things that you really don't want to know, but it's part of growing up in reality. So, the Hall of Innocence. In the Hall of Innocence, there are pictures that depict an impressionable mind. These pictures are hung on the walls of one's memory as youth ran out of time. Step after step in the Hall of Innocence reminds the mind to miss and reminisce about the part of yourself that no longer exists. This hall will continue to gather pictures of thoughts and perceptions to hang on its walls. That's as long as the pictures stay straight and innocent frames don't fall. Falling frames leads to the calling of names of those who condition your brain. Now knowing things that one would rather not like to know. The face in the mirror is no longer clear, and family ain't family no more. A new world where things once thought true turn into lies, and questions only come in how come and why. Why has this hall of innocence changed into a hall of ignorance? Frames are broken and pictures are bent. Remembrances plague the mind. One can't forget. One won't forget. Joyous memories fade quick to make room for the ones that one wants to forget. This hall of innocence is short and awfully missed. But it has to be, because there's a point where innocence becomes ignorance.
How's everybody doing? I'm Victoria, I'm forgiven. Okay, the title of this piece is Design, and it's pretty abstract, but design meaning the design of who I am. Design. Desire overwhelms the flesh as my body begins to speak in a foreign tongue, as the colors on the wall change, and the essence of me takes another state outside of myself. Dense, filled with the shades of the bittersweet, united by seasoned paramours, inoculated. I am a masterpiece, remote in the depths of the abstract, carried on the backs of the acquiesced, babbling engulfed with honey, dark, consumed by the evening, bathed in bleak expressions, soiled in nature, personifying my surroundings, I speak. Design, thank you.
How y'all doing? My name is Christopher Lynch. It's a name I probably won't forget. Before I get into my piece, I'm get this a little closer. Anyway, before I get into my piece, I'm gonna go ahead and define a little bit about Charlie Warbucks. Who is Charles Warbucks III? It's the streets compressing upon an individual with the inclination that knowledge is power, and power will absolutely get me out of my environment. He is every young baller's ambition, every successful black entrepreneur's realization that they made it, every hype and crackhead's opportunity to get faded. Known as Frio Dinero and Effectivo, you could call him Bucks, but I am Charles Warbucks III. This piece of my soul is entitled Shit's Drastic. For all the young years, I'm sorry tonight. Shit's drastic. You don't get 3 strikes. This ain't fast pitch. The scene got thicker, and the chick hopping out of Lex truck at the classic. You better believe niggas like me paced high. Bucks are stressed for leaving. For years, my feet done walked this earth in the fever. So cold from the ills of young hearts and illicit activities. Man, I thought it was love life was giving me. Though incomplete, I see it was just lust and deceit. Forgive me for grasping at empty memories. Streets, money came, flying flames, cops and enemies. Niggas murder my brothers, y'all fucking grew up friends to me. And I put that on my life, kid. R.I.P., JLP. You always gonna be my brother in the sky. Now killing me, swallow half-empty glasses of Hennessy. Discussing prophetically our $1 billion destinies. With the bling off the rims and wrists is offending me. Shit. The plan is to make wannabe thugs catch distributed slugs, causing their heart to involuntarily donate blood, and folk telling me why I need C-women's and in-dash TVs, navigational arrangements provoking feminine lust to ride seats for passengers, cranium off a GP. Really, it ain't no reason for asking. Like Bucks' real intentions was cruel. And y'all know the rules. Ice, peanut butter leather, melancholy, mixed with fine stained wood, Grey Goose and cranberry apple herbal tea, intertwined with the bass, got my neck moving hypnotically. The communication devices, vibrations, stuck nerves of past penetrations, giving us directions to where these niggas dwell. It's time. Let's roll out. We're approaching, me contemplating obscene visions of revenge for past souls. She and I crushed cherries after honey-stuffed blunts and smoke-filled bubble baths. As I pass, I hear her soul giggle. Each step reminded me of pictures of Juice when he used to laugh. The outcome to her spouse, to she, must feel like worn-out braille without expressing worn-out words. Hey, it's too bad shots can't be slurred, although silenced. Opulence, compassionately holding 9mm hollows like Y'all niggas is killers now? You shouldn't have pushed me. You ain't wish for these bullets to get pushy. Lacerations to your flesh with fine fire, let their organs gushy. As we retreat through the parking lot, I collecting dirt, gravel, and portions of broken glass on the bottom of my floor shine. As the Nakamici's produced the open door chime in surround sound. Now my little brother knows what hell look like on the way to City Circle downtown. Looking into the sight of fear into his eyes, the lust for this line of work, the pop in his collar, fresh line and 360s is bait when they come to catching new skirts. $100 bets on the station 2 playing live, and I'm up damn near a G before we hit 465. Life for young scholars, bottled in these here paragraphs, followed by big jokes and dollar sign laughs, followed by swears to never let any cross our paths, followed by chicks, riches, mental recreation to get Mexican kisses. As shotguns in the dark dwindle the roaches on railroad tracks across from the park, the news cut you twice like when you pull arrows out your heart with 3 points, greed, envy, and a lust to make these shiny things bust, piercing your soul the days of Charles Warbucks III. Now, ask yourself, is this mental control? My brother brings a story. More how I just felt it need to be told. Hey, shit's crazy. Go out to him.
I got a little wrapped up in the words and forgot about I'm supposed to be doing a job as well. And this next section is entitled Sign Inspires. And sometimes it just takes you to sit back and think about how you view things. And it's real hard to try to express that to other people, but these following poets, writers, have found a way to do so. So give them a round of applause. We got speakers, they always come with a
Okay, my voice kind of carries, so what I'm going to do this time to keep from using the mic is just talk like I normally talk. Just volume. The title of this poem, the poem that I'm about to do is called Poetic License, and the reason that I titled it this is because people always ask me, Shika, why do you write, or how do you decide what to write about? So this poem talks about the reason that I write and also the things that I choose to write about. Poetic License. The power of self-expression, formed from ink blots inscribed on reincarnated trees, revealing mysteries, well-hidden secrecies of the enemy. The power of self-expression. Stories so deep and rich in feeling, they dare only be told through metaphors or a play on words. Careful not to conceal the degree of pain that remains inside, the kind that not even a smile can hide. The power of self-expression, revealing aggression, life lessons, and perceptions of the world thus far and to come. The power of self-expression. Okay, the power of self-expression. Okay, the power of self-expression. Allowing tears to dry up while bringing words to life through internalization and breathtaking revelations. Only discovered as thoughts are allowed to flow freely in the mind, no longer trapped or held inside. The power of self-expression. Total freedom. Poetic License.
Everybody all right? This next piece is entitled Birth of a Son, S-O-N or S-U-N. This poem has two meanings. Definitive seeds of blight. This poem is defining past relationships as well as defining a new nation in the midst of chaos. Birth of a Son.
Freelance.
The pain is unbearable of the absence of her. As moon draws the water, love became a drought. Plants could not grow. Earth experienced a famine. The ground, too tough to cultivate, and rocks form barriers, fused into cement. Land is barren. Intense heat has developed this desert. This world I dreamed was in fact a mirage. The bliss of sunlight, ocean deep, cries for us. I want to bathe in her, cleanse my mind, body, and spirit. The call to baptism I humbly accepted, purged the doubts of my soul, and escaped the journey from the depths of hell. She embraced me, defined my calling, completed the cycle. Her axis I did lean, now this planet floats, motion removed. Her gravitational force too strong, yet new moons pull me away. Orbits renewed, now rotation moves in harmony. New universe reclaimed. And as atoms hid in the clouds, rain releases its love, and I am cleansed of the past. For I am reborn, and my light will surely shine, and the new earth is replenished. My daughters are lilies, my sons are rays of Amen Ra, and my grandchildren are diamonds, hidden in the soil. My words give life to them. Birth of a Son.
Get strong.
Stacia again, if you didn't hear. And the title of this piece is Revolution Ended.
Feel it.
There are no more wars. There are no more wars. People say time to celebrate. Past 2000 and we have survived. Time to celebrate. No more dying. No more tears and no more crying for lost souls who shouldn't have died. There are no more questions. How and why? We have survived. There are no more wars. We live on. The backs of those forever lost, forever gone. So how long shall we forget the cost of liberty, of justice, the pursuit of happiness?
That's right.
Time to celebrate. Statistically, crime is on the decline. So it's time to celebrate. But wait, does that make people's souls on the uprise? But we have survived, right? I mean, no more wars. Then why does faded glory still darken your eyes? I know you party, so are you happy? Or could it be the lack of weaponry got you blind? There are no more wars because no one's fighting. Instead, celebrating all the time. 5 days for wealth. 2 days for getting self. All days trying to live someone else. Why are you running? There are no more wars and no more fighting. But no more time realizing they're lying. But don't worry, we have survived for sure. So keep on smiling. And everywhere is water. Thank you.
give him another round of applause. Okay, this time for real, the next section is consummate fruits. And consummate meaning to bring to completion or perfected.
Break it down.
We're not all perfect, but we're all evolving in order to strive for perfection. And I heard that the only thing that is perfect comes with 3 nails and a cross. And I believe that, and I think we can all, we can feel that too. We're all trying to strive for perfection. This next section also, many people have a misconception or are misled to believe that Haraka is just for poets, or that this is just a poetry club. And actually, it's a writing ensemble, which means that it's not limited to just poets. It's also inviting for other types of writing. And in this section, we'll see that we'll have collabs, short story, and a monologue. So, without further ado.
And, you know what? I don't need the mic, 'cause I got a big mouth.
All right.
Well, she can do it.
And this piece is entitled Ghost Riders. For those that have written so much, but have said absolutely nothing. Ghost Riders. Within the span of one line, you found time to murder 4 brothers, sex 3 sisters
At the same time.
Even brought their pure white background. See, hearing you verbalize these obscene dreams, I wish you put that pen down and pick up a book.
Please.
Learn your craft, then conjure words from the 4 winds to replace the constant bellowing of the hot air you call deep. See, the title of writer you claim is purely for the fame, and maybe if you stop talking and listen, you know.
You are just an idiot with the pen. Shadow dancing as a poet, not really knowing how to write. See, you learned the words like and as and thought you were the metaphoric master of insight. But a real poet can see that those are elements of a simile.
Real poet.
You are more like Jennifer Lopez trying to battle with Jill Scott.
Not Cat.
You put your pen is in motion, but there's no substance in the lines you drop.
See, it's beyond drastic when you speak. So please stop. Step into every mic. Thinking the words you try to slam, don't require sagacity, applying your knowledge correctly.
Poetry is more than a passport to McDonald's farm to pet the chicken's head. Or a method to reestablish your societal virtue after you let him in your bed. Your pen should possess the power to speak worlds of order into existence out of chaos. Knowing creation is a derivative of logos. So, if you sit down and truly gave your expression some thought,
sit down.
Then you visualize a world beyond your block.
See, Love Jones did not give you the license to pick up this cold steel.
Everybody's not Darius.
That's right.
So, don't step into an arena where you fail to contend because you aren't a poet
or a writer.
You're just an idiot with the pen. Appreciate you guys for like that.
Take us there.
Okay.
Open them up.
As we stated before, this section is not just for poetry. And so the next piece that I'm about to do for you guys is entitled Vaginal Wars, and it is a monologue. Once again, the title of it is Vaginal Wars, W-A-R-S. If I grabbed your still pulsating heart and maliciously drained the blood that remained onto an unblemished canvas, would that be beautiful?
Hell yeah.
Okay. I know it sounds psychotic, but I find it quite ironic that you don't agree with its beauty, since you viciously take pleasure in demeaning a woman's character, devaluing the feminine being to your simple underling. Remember that night? Way back when today is tomorrow? In that place with 4 walls, a ceiling, and a door on every floor, and you thought she was your personal whore.
Come on.
You know, when you called her over for some made-up reason like advice. Then proceeded to quickly suffice your personal cravings, kissing and caressing, licking and sticking, all despite her verbal and silent pleas, crying and begging for you to cease. Still, you continued blinded by your rapacious desires, and later you proclaimed her to be the liar since you saw your actions as nonviolent. Therefore, to you, it could not have been rape. Although you do admit to being twice her weight and how ravenous you get when in that state when you just want to penetrate any vaginal wall.
Come on.
Every casualty of the vaginal wars does not possess a visual scar. There was a time when she did exist in a state of childlike innocence, untarnished, unaware of the fruits from the tree of knowledge, honoring love, respect, virtue, and chastity. Then, all of a sudden, at the tender age of 9, you relentlessly snatched away the blinds and propelled her into your faithless reality. Your holy tabernacle of sin. Dreams of technicolor radiance faded into grayish green as money became the almighty supreme that you taught her to sacrifice her body to. Not possessing a relationship with her father, she placed her trust in you for love and care, and you sold her to be the maidservant to hell. Not fully developed in all her femininity and the byproduct of insufficient daddying, you taught her that all men love to see is the curvaceous accents of her body. Despite the horrific and gaudy costume of cheap imported horsetail plastered to her scalp, arrayed in every possible color, and the mask you showed her to smother her face in as she takes off more clothing to fit your taste, living continuously as a skeleton out of flesh. You instructed her on how to properly shake it fast, then denounced her for not having class, nor any idea of control. For she always knows that if it doesn't make dollars, then it never makes sense for her to return to your house without the rent. And you wonder who the wretched of the earth are in wars that leave vaginal scars. All adversaries of the vaginal wars are not gender specific. Never in your life did you love anything feminine except yourself. And even that theory can be held for scrutiny by a grand jury. You look at her as the definition of servitude, meekness, and weakness. So you disown her and reshape yourself in him, She, therefore, is no longer a self-reflection, but a repository of competition, your sexuality, a reservoir of masochism. It is not your love of the game, nor your fascination with the masculine, but your obsession with the possession of vapid resemblances of power, honor, respect. So, in your disillusioned confusion, you check her spiritual and emotional being with pseudo ideas of reason and logic. You despise her smile, her walk, her talk, her love, her care, her devotion, because you disallow the notion of her Edenic subjectivity to enter your cerebrum. Thus, you remain ignorant, not realizing she provides his equilibrium. So in your contempt, you snatch her outside of herself, stand with your foot on her chest, and proceed to make abdominal incisions and pirate her celestial inheritance. All adversaries of the vaginal wars are not gender specific, and every casualty of the vaginal wars does not possess a visual scar. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? I said, what's up, everybody? How you feeling?
All right.
If you're enjoying the poetry, put your hands together for me, please. Thank you. I plan on making your hands hurt, because before I start this, I have to give a couple acknowledgments. Iran, could you please stand? And Yvette and Yashika. Y'all please stand.
You got some money on you.
I just want to say that I really have picked up something from the three of you in Haraka. I picked up something for everybody, but y'all leaving the Haraka family and Purdue. I just want to let y'all know that y'all always will forever have influenced my poetry. I appreciate that. And may y'all be blessed and be successful in all your future endeavors. So could everybody give them a big hand? Also, we need to give a special round of applause to our incoming freshmen next year. We hope to have the group this year. Let me get it right. High School Vision Program, which is being hosted by the Minority Technology Association. We're pleased to have you here. Everybody give them a round of applause. We really hope you choose to come to Purdue, but no matter what school you come to, just remember, always strive, and y'all will be successful. In particular, shout out to Sharita, Marlene, and Tatiana. They gave me a holler before the show. Thanks for coming out. And also my Dolphins from Whitney Young. High school had to do it. Right, now for the poetry. All right, this piece is a little different. I've never written a short story before, but the piece I'm about to say is entitled Beloved Captive. And it's a short story that's an abstract that's based on a relationship. Not necessarily feels mine, but here you go. Swimming in the darkness of his thoughts, slowly his vision was starting to come into focus. As he came to shore, his eyes fixated on an obscure figure that became familiar when he planted himself back in reality. His ears still rung with confusion, but came in tune with his eyes when her diatribe penetrated his audio canals. "How are you feeling?" she whispered. Still feeling a little woozy from her past actions that caused him to take a dive, he replied, "I feel like reaching his hands to his forehead, his arms were gripped by cold restraints. he realized that he was shackled to an old, rickety chair. Tauntingly, she quipped, "Aren't you missing something?" Puzzled, he followed her almond-shaped eyes down his body. God, how he used to love those eyes. The way they begged for him to expand her innocence. The way they made him feel when they held him lovingly. The way they... His passport to reminiscing was revoked when her eyes went from his down his face, stopping at his chest. Gazing down at his chest, he should have thanked God that he was sitting down, because housed in his chest was a hole, a gaping hole approximately 8 centimeters in diameter. In her hand lied the object that was previously in that hole. He felt like he was going swimming again when she smacked him back to reality. They both stared dreamily at the still beating organ as it did sort of a rhythmical dance in his hand with each rise and fall. She said, "Listen, you have 2 options. You can stay in this chair, or if you like," she slightly replied, "you can leave." Call it magic or hallucination, but the chains that bounded him were no longer there. He wanted to leave, but he saw through her sheer veil of innocence. The chick was slick. The noise brought him from the confines of his thoughts. In one hand, she held his organ. In the other, a small handheld instrument of destruction. With his heart in her hand and a gun pointed to it, that chair on his ass, you could see he had a lot of shit on his mind. If he left, his heart would perish in her hands. If he stayed, well, he couldn't stay, because he had been in this chair before and it was committed. He couldn't stay committed, not with her like that and him like this. This left him with only one option. With his head held solemnly level, he made his way towards the door. Reaching for the doorknob, he heard the hammer slam down in the background. Pausing 16 seconds to speak to his creator, he turned back towards her and said, "Death will afford me greater comfort than being with you like this. I love you. I can't stay." He turned and walked into infinity. I just want to bring someone, a young poet, to the stage tonight from the high school vision program. She goes by the name of Tracy McCain, so everybody show your love.
Come on, Tracy.
Okay, I'm very nervous. I've been writing poetry for a while, and I just saw this as an opportunity to share my poetry with college students. So, like the poets here, I express myself through my writing, and this is one of my poems called My Getaway. Not understanding the feelings inside, wandering in darkness to find a place to hide. My mind going out of control, I feel as if I'm in a play with the one-line role. Not given a chance, only given time. This is why I write long rhymes. Going beyond the limit given to me, writing until I'm set free. A sky once blue, graced with clouds anew. One's wet like the first snow. The smiles in their pillows. Relaxing away from this place, releasing those misunderstood emotions I don't want to face. Even though I'm insecure and probably never sure, I'm finally at ease.
floating away on my clouds where I please, watching others in their clouds, their pillows like mine, seeing them doing just fine, releasing their own stress in life, leaving behind pain and strife, closing their eyes to see a burst of colors not known by a rainbow, but the ones by the very winds that blow. Sending those on their clouds a burst of colors, ones not identified by name, but are in fact found in the song's refrain. That line that touches your heart and pierces your very soul when you thought your story was untold. The love that broke your heart, the job that had you falling apart. But on your cloud like me and mine, your heart and mine is just fine. The colors that burst upon your closed eyes and are waited for and not taken by surprise. For those colors are like a taste of heaven, like the first kiss at the age of 11. Sitting under an orange sky, and as my sun sets, every time I wonder why. Why it has to end, why I must once again leave my cloud, my pillow, my friend. Sent back to the place that makes me sigh, the place where I often cry. This time I don't, you see. I took a piece of my cloud, my sky, my sun, my colors, I brought them with me.
And we have a couple of announcements. First of all, Rand Daniels, along with the Black Cultural Center Library, is doing a film series about art and how it played a role in society. What else? Okay. Yeah, let him speak on it.
Thank you. I'm a library aide with the Black Cultural Center, and the film series is entitled Black Arts in America, Reality of Revolution. It begins, basically it's focusing on the film series PBS, I'll Make Me a World, which focuses on 1900 to the present, Black people coming into the industry and redefining ourselves basically. So the first series is this Saturday, starts from 1 to 3, and I passed out some flyers and it has the rest of the date, so hope that you can support it.
And also, if you don't have the flyer, every Friday at the BCC, for the next, 6 weeks? 5 weeks. And also, Capitol Carnival is Saturday, March 31st. Come support. It'll be, so people come from out of town. One of my girls coming in to sing.
Free concert.
See, free concert. You see some people dancing. They have a nice little step show for you. Also, on the back of your programs, it has the 2 final performances from the BCC Arts Ensembles. So come out and join us for Versatility with Jahari Dance Troupe, as well as the Mojo and the Say So by the New Directional Players. We thank you for coming out. We wish you safety and just blessings and peace.